So we finally made it. We are here in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, inside the Smoky Mountains. And we'll be giving you some information about the town and some of the activities that you can do here in town. So some of the fun facts that you might want to know about Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Basically Gatlinburg, the original name of the town was not Gatlinburg. It was actually White Oak Flats. And a gentleman by the name of Gatlin moved in. When he did, he put his general store and the post office there, and people started calling it Gatlinburg when they went to the store, and the name stuck. So since then it's been called Gatlinburg. Obviously the town was settled back in the 1800s, and you can see the town has a lot of little walkways in and out. Some of them are very European style. Another fun fact about here, we have 2 or 3 different replace, believe it or not, museums. The aquarium actually holds more fishes than permanent residents. There's only about 4,000 permanent residents in Gatlinburg and 11 million visitors per year. The aquarium actually holds 10,000 fish at all times. Here's one of those alleys that I mentioned that is like German style or Swiss style. It's full of coffee shops and deli sandwiches. They're very nice shops too. Right here to my right you'll see a deli shop that we actually ate at, and sandwiches were pretty good. One of the other things you can do here in Gatlinburg too is head over to Ober in Gatlinburg. It's the only ski resort in Tennessee, and it's a good sports place. You'll really enjoy it. They've got all kinds of cabins and chalet villages that you can stay in, and it's only a few minutes away from town, and it's pretty good for beginners and middle skiers. You can do also some snowboarding and some tubing. Another fun fact is surprisingly little known is that Gatlinburg actually hosts more weddings than any other location in America, with the exception of Las Vegas. So we're now here at Gatlinburg Skylift Park. This park was established back in 1954, and it used to be just the Skylift. Since then, people have always gone up here and gone up to the top of the mountain. It's about 500 vertical feet climb up there. The mountain you're climbing here with the Skylift is called Crockett Mountain. And once you're on top, you'll see obviously great views of the Smoky Mountains and also of downtown Gatlinburg. Recently it had a renovation, as you can see, because all of the forest around that whole area of the Skylift and the actual Skylift Park, the area where you land, it all burned down just a couple of years ago, and it's all reconstructed. As part of the new reconstruction of the actual sky chairs, they built a new bridge that was never there, part of the original lift system. It is basically, it's got some fun facts about it. It is the longest pedestrian hanging bridge in the world. It's about 680 feet long. It's got about 129 cedar panels, and it's got 3 glass panels actually in the middle. It's about 15 foot long, those panels. A lot of people stop there because they're afraid of crossing over, so that's where you normally have like a little bottleneck. It takes you about 90 seconds to walk across the entire bridge. Obviously you have to walk at a decent pace, not just normal walk. The bridge, you'll see across both sides, the attachments to the wall. They got these concrete walls with these humongous metal cables. It can hold actually over 200,000 pounds. So you can have about 1,000 people that weigh 200 pounds standing on it at any time. And you wouldn't even exceed the limit that it would hold. It's also got a lot of tether lines down to the ground. Um, it's the actual height from the ground up is about 140 feet. Normally, it will close if the wind is up in the top of the mountain, hit 30 miles per hour. It's quite interesting, and here in a couple of minutes we'll be up on top so you can see it. You'll also see on the new sky deck that they put in a restaurant, and in there you'll see some pictures, and I'll show you later when I get up there, of all the different stages of when the sky lift was built, what happened when it got a fire, the actual reconstruction, and how it looks now. And you'll see all the mountains, like I said, because of the fire a couple of years ago. They all look, I mean, they've cut some of the trees, especially underneath the bridge, and everything looks pretty much burned down. This is a quick view of the city, but we'll show it to you once we get up to the top. And right now you're going to be crossing the river that crosses from one side, or it doesn't cross, but it goes parallel to the town from the beginning to the end. And it's got some nice water running through it. Not too deep, probably about 3 feet deep on some of the areas, at least here across the town. But it's a nice addition to the Gatlinburg scenery, and it makes for some nice pictures around the entire town. Since I don't want to bore you for too long, we're going to accelerate this to get you to the top really fast. Well, that got me tired getting up here so fast. So here we are at the base of the actual sky bridge. And I think I made a mistake by saying it was the longest hanging bridge, pedestrian hanging bridge in the world. It's actually in the United States. Show you a little bit of the view, and you'll see here the mountains, how they've cut all the trees that burned down. So that's the base of the actual sky bridge, where you have to get up to get in and out of. That's the span of the bridge, and you'll see all the connecting cables to the sides all the way across, and then there's a bar at the end over there that I'll show you once we get there. This is the middle. Here's where the glass is at, and here's a quick view of crossing over. I guess if you do it with a camera, it doesn't feel like you're gonna fall over, and that means for the people that are viewing. So, hey, there's my wife, Valentina.
So here we are.
And as you can see, people are scared as they cross over. Here we're back on our way back to the base, and I just wanted to do a couple of trips just to get a good visibility of what we were doing. And again, she's following me around. So now here on the other side of the sky bridge, and you'll see a view. Here's the mountain. Here's the bar where you can get a few sodas, cafe, and a couple other things. A couple of knickknacks and snacks. A view of the actual mountains. And you can see the 3 tallest peaks of the entire Smoky Mountains here. And here's the town of Gatlinburg from the top. Now this was winter, as you can see, there's no greenery, plus the fire obviously did a number on all the trees down here. So it's not as beautiful as sometimes it is, and here we're back, and you can see the line of people coming in. And it's just one after another. And normally, like I said, you have no issues until you get to the actual glass part of the bridge. Again, it's 3 panels of 15 feet. It sways a little bit, not too bad, and you can see the thickness of the cables here. That's the actual Sky Park. There's got areas for sitting down and watch around. This is the cable that goes down the middle on all the bolts and nuts, and you can see the 3 of those cables on each side. And I'll show you now all the attachments and how it's held. And all of this on the back side has got a big concrete wall. Some of the things you should know: there's no food or beverage allowed on the sky bridge. You can drink them on the other side, or you can drink them on this side. You can't carry them over. A couple of downers. So no drones are allowed in the park, and no smoking.
And some of the other regulations of the sky bridge: no running, jumping, or bouncing, no climbing on the railings, No lifting of children top over the railing. Walking surface slippery or wet. Strollers and wheelchairs are not permitted. Do not drop any objects or release anything on the railings. And park is not responsible for any dropped items. So once we get upstairs, they have a little store here. They sell the souvenirs, some snacks, some pizza. And check out, they have a additional space upstairs to sit down. And again, here's the pizza and the Sky Call or Cafe and some of the prices. And yes, this is the way down for the Sky Bridge. And yes, there's also a line that you have to wait on to get off. And it'll take you down towards the town of Gatlinburg. And here we are, about to catch the lift down to Gatlinburg. We're here swinging down to Gatlinburg, and again, view of Gatlinburg. I will turn to the Sky Bridge because the sun is hitting me right in the face. All right, let's turn and look at.
This one is one of the many distilleries you'll find here inside town. This is for bourbon, and they got all kinds of proofs and all kinds of flavors. It's quite interesting, and they give you actually classes. You can see that here, group of people, and they talk about how they do it and what type of spices they put on it. It's quite interesting, and like I said, there's multiple of these stores in town. Highly recommend that you come by, have a couple of drinks, and enjoy. Right across the street from the Sky Park, you have one of the replays, believe it or not, in town. This one went through an extensive renovation. Over $2 million for the outside and facade, and also they changed the interior with a bunch of their oddities the replay is well known for. And you can see it's right in front of the Sky Needle from here in town. We're gonna go ahead and take a walk just to show you around, show you the people. This is actually a New Year's Day. We stay here through New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and it was quite crowded. Wasn't as crowded as I expected, but it was pretty crowded. In some of the stores and some of the places that you can come here and shop. And it's about 3 or 4 miles that you have to walk up and downtown. And like I said, it's got lots of interesting stores. It's got the World of Illusions. It's got Ripley's Believe It or Not. It's got all kinds of coffee shops, hot fudge and candy stores. Highly recommended that you stop by and get some hot fudge. Really enjoy it.
What do you think of the film?
Yep. Later that day, we came back to town to take a look at all the lights, because they have a lot of decorations, especially through the Christmas, New Year's Eve. They have signs all over. Even down the roads coming in here, they'll have like the Soli on my right hand side. They have all kinds of different signs everywhere. It's quite interesting. And like I said, we'll show you around. Also, I'll go fast here in a little bit because just crossing over town with the traffic lights, pedestrians, etc. Sometimes it can take you half an hour, 45 minutes just to cross town. But just look around, see we can show you. Here a little bit forward in my left hand side, you're probably going to see the Sky Bridge. He was here a few seconds while it clears. So those lights to the left on top, that's the actual sky bridge at night. It's interesting to get up there again at night and watch the town with all the lights. So it's highly recommended that you come back around 7, 8 o'clock, depending on what time of the year you come in here, but definitely at night, so you can see the lights on. Normally, even if they don't have the Christmas lights, it's pretty interesting from up there. And a little close up to the bridge so you can see it up on top. I know it's not the best video, but at least you get an idea. Yep, right there where I put my finger. There we go. And back into town. And here to my right, you have the Sky Needle, also lit up. It actually looks prettier at night than in the day. The day just looks like an old metal structure, but it's much needed at night. So here you go, bumper to bumper, all the way through town. It's got walkways like this one right here across me. That people walk, and obviously they have the right of way. Some of them have traffic lights, which is not an issue, but the ones that don't, remember the pedestrians have the right of way. Just kidding. There goes a pedestrian. Then we have to stop again. And stop again. Stop again. Stop, pedestrian. Keep on going, keep on going. Stop, pedestrians. Keep on going, stop. You gotta be careful with those pedestrians. Yep, pedestrian.
Entonces es un pueblito así como el de Harry Potter. Ay, estoy viviendo mi dream.